All right, our scope words this week are some are verbs and some are adjectives. The first one is a verb and it is confine. Everybody say confine.
Confine.
It's confine.
Confine.
Confine. And when you confine something, you limit it within a space. So currently Eli is confined to a box. Little kids, we often confine them to a crib. Well, they sleep because.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. So that they sleep in one spot and don't get out. We confine animals to cages. Sometimes, we even confine people to a certain space and we would rope off an area if there were a large event and we wanted to keep the people in a space. We would confine them to a certain area, kind of like how at our middle school dances, we confine you to the lobby area by shutting those main hallway doors. Confine just means, it's not a bad word, it just means to keep people in a space or to keep animals within a space. All right, the next verb, it's something that you do, is chastise. And so everybody say chastise. Chastise. And it's a pretty bad word. It means to very harshly scold someone, just ream them out. And this word can even imply physical abuse that goes with the scolding or yelling. So Eli is going to show us what it means to chastise. Can you get? Okay, come in front of the camera.
You were so naughty because you're so bad.
There you go. So he was chastising Clifford. Chastise. It's a pretty rough word. All right, our next scope word is compensate. And compensate is a verb that kind of means a balancing. So if someone does something for you, then you maybe do something for them to compensate. Or you have some troubles at a store, maybe, and so they'll compensate you for your troubles by maybe giving you a free dessert or a coupon for your next visit or something. So when someone does something for you, you can compensate. And so pretend Eli just did all the laundry for us. Thanks for doing the laundry, Eli. I'm going to compensate you by giving you $1.
Woo!
And so you can compensate with money. You can compensate someone with a gift. You can compensate someone with a hug. You can compensate in a lot of ways. Another meaning of compensate doesn't have to involve money or anything. It could be like, let's say I have a lot of flaws, which I do. I'm forgetful, I'm scatterbrained, all that good stuff. But I try to compensate for those flaws with my positive attitude and my smile and things like that. So compensate doesn't have to be when someone does something for you. It just means like a balancing. So when there's something that's down, you kind of compensate for it by bringing something up. All right. The next scope word is frugal. So everybody say frugal.
Frugal.
It's frugal.
Frugal.
Frugal. And it's an adjective and it describes usually people.
I like frugal.
And frugal describes people who are very careful with their money. They tend to save their money. And it kind of rhymes with bugle. And so you could think of it this way. Pretend that Eli is on the bugle team and all the other kids are playing their nice shiny brass expensive bugles, and then Eli has a frugal bugle. Right? Because I only wanted to spend like $1 on his bugle, so I was too frugal. Sometimes it's not a good thing to save money like that. But frugal is a good thing, I think. It's that person who uses coupons. It's that person who washes a Ziploc baggie after using it so it can be used again. It's that person who doesn't buy bottled water but fills a refillable water. Frugal. It's a lot nicer than saying cheap. When we're talking about how words have different connotations, cheap has a negative connotation. People think that if someone's cheap, that's bad. But if you're frugal, that sounds like a good thing. All right, our last scope word is an adjective, and it usually describes a person or a community that is very rich. And the word is affluent. So everybody say affluent.
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 Affluent. And a good way to remember this, because it does mean like wealthy, rich, having a lot of something. It doesn't have to be money, but usually this word is. Because it has flu in it, it reminds me of going to the doctor. And doctors usually have a lot of money. And so I have Dr. Eli here. Say hi.
Hi.
And it looks like he's about to give me a shot. Oh, in the mouth? Lovely. There you go. And so Eli is a very affluent doctor. And that's just a good way to remember it because it has flu. And who do you go to when you have the flu? A doctor. They usually get the money. So, affluent.